Start with, I didn't like it at all. I was overwhelmed when the government said that we had to stay in our houses, and we were quite restricted because obviously we're not used to it. But I'm getting used to it now, and I can see, for me personally, there's quite a lot of good coming out of it. Um, so yes, I'm learning about technology. I'm learning all sorts of things that I wouldn't have done in my normal life if I'd have been rushing around from here, there, and everywhere. So it's not all bad.
Mm.
We um, we have a different routine in our house. I'm lucky that I've got my husband here, Nick, with me. So we have a different routine, whereas we go and do our own things, and then we'll meet together for a coffee in the middle of the morning, and then we'll go off again and do our own things, and we'll meet together at lunchtime. So we're being more sociable with each other, which is lovely. And I'm doing housework. I don't do housework normally, but I'm doing housework because, you know, I just wanted to make the best of the time I've got here.
Mm.
Um, I'm learning, as I said, I'm learning a lot about technology. We're using Zoom, so this is all new to me, but I'm learning on the job.
Mm.
Learning that you can have a WhatsApp call. And I'm learning that you don't have to be alone, even though you're shut in your own house.
Mm.
We can support each other in all sorts of ways.
Mm.
And I'm making phone calls to people who haven't got internet connections. There's all sorts of ways. I'm even thinking now of all the cards that I've collected over the years that I'm never going to use. I'm thinking, well, maybe some of the people will just like a letter. Some of the older generation, they like a letter. So there's things I'm thinking of doing. But the other thing that I am doing, which I think we all neglect, is I'm trying to look after myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating properly.
Good.
I'm resting a lot more, and I'm looking after my own well-being, which I think is very important in these strange times that we find ourselves.
And it's
I've also studied the Bible because I've actually written some testimony this week. So I've studied passages on anxiety and fear. Matthew chapter 8, and that's about Jesus in the storm with us, which is very helpful to me. And I've also, the other one that I have been particularly interested in is Mark chapter 9, which is where the man brought his son for healing from Jesus, and he just showed his unbelief. And I think that's been very helpful to me. As I say, I was studying it for a testimony, and it just came out at me.
brilliant.
If you've got technology, then use it. Don't be frightened of it, which I think we all have as my sort of generation upwards. I think technology was new. There's lots to help us out there. There's things like this Zoom. There's the YouTube. I listen to worship music on YouTube because you can listen and you've got the words there, so you can sing to them. I look at Bible Gateway on the internet, which you can get all sorts of versions of the same passage. So, you can actually put a lot more depth into your study. So use technology if you've got it. Don't be frightened of it. And look after yourself. Keep in touch. If you are isolated and you are really struggling, please pick up the phone. And all sorts of things can be put into place to help you. Even if it's just a phone call from several of us, people aren't on their own. We are a church family. We are here to support ourselves, and that has become one of my most important things, really. I'm very aware that there are people that are on their own in their own homes, and it's not nice, and that's when anxiety and fear can be magnified. So pick up the phone. look after yourselves, look after just look after yourselves, and know that God is in it with you. He's not left us here in our own homes. He is here. We just need to believe that he's here. We need to read his word and believe it, and know that this will not define our life forever. This
Brilliant.
is just a blip in the ocean.